Hold on tight, coin collectors. Imagine discovering a single coin worth not just hundreds, not just thousands, but potentially millions of dollars. Sounds crazy, right? Well, that's exactly what you might have in your pocket if you're lucky enough to have a 1976 bicentennial quarter with a rare error. These aren't just your average commemorative coins, they could be worth big money, and I'm here to tell you exactly how much. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know the jaw-dropping value of the rarest bicentennial quarter dollars, and you won't believe what they're going for in today's market. So, grab that magnifying glass, because your collection could just be worth a fortune. Introduction to the 1976 bicentennial quarter. In 1976, the United States celebrated the 200th anniversary of its independence, and to commemorate the occasion, the U.S. Mint issued a special set of coins that included the bicentennial quarter. These quarters featured a unique reverse design, showcasing a colonial drummer, a symbol of the American Revolution. This was the first time in history that a coin's reverse design changed for a limited time, and it was a moment of true historical significance. The bicentennial quarters were struck in 1975 and 1976 and are a popular item among collectors. But there's more to these coins than meets the eye. Some of these quarters, when paired with a rare error, can be worth an incredible amount of money, sometimes in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, and on rare occasions, even millions. Let's dive into what makes these quarters so valuable, and how you can spot the rare errors that could make you a fortune. The errors. What makes these quarters special? Error coins are one of the holy grails of numismatics, especially if they're as rare as the ones you're about to learn about. And the 1976 bicentennial quarter dollar is no exception. These coins, originally made with the intent to celebrate a historical milestone, carry a legacy that has evolved into an opportunity for big profits. Here's a breakdown of the most common and valuable errors you can find in these quarters. 1. Off-center strikes. One of the most exciting errors that collectors are on the lookout for is an off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is struck off-center during the minting process, causing a noticeable shift in the design. The amount of misalignment can vary, but the greater the shift, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Value potential. Off-center bicentennial quarters can range from a few $100s to thousands, depending on how off-center the strike is. In the most extreme cases, these coins have been known to sell for $10,000 or more. A severely off-center 1976 bicentennial quarter could possibly fetch over $50,000 at auction, especially if it's certified by a respected grading company like PCGS or NGC2. Double strikes. Another fascinating error is the double strike, where the coin is struck more than once, usually on a slightly different angle. This leads to a doubled or blurred design, especially on the coin's features. It's rare to find a 1976 bicentennial quarter with a noticeable double strike, but when you do, it can be worth a small fortune. Value potential. A double strike error can boost the value of the coin significantly, sometimes pushing the price to the $1,000 to $5,000 range or more, depending on the severity. In certain cases, if the doubling is very clear and the coin is in excellent condition, you could see it selling for $10,000 plus. 3. Die cracks and die breaks. If you've ever seen a coin with lines or cracks running through the design, you've spotted a die crack. These cracks form in the die used to stamp the design onto the coin. As the cracks deepen, they can leave a permanent mark on the coin, often distorting the image. Die breaks, sometimes called bubbles or cuts, happen when a portion of the die breaks away, leaving a raised area on the coin. Value potential. While die cracks and breaks aren't as rare as other errors, they still hold a significant place in the collector's world, especially on iconic coins like the 1976 bicentennial quarter. These errors can increase the value of the coin by $50 to $500, but if you have a die break that's particularly large or noticeable, you might be able to sell it for several $1,000s. 4. Clipped plankets. A clipped planchet occurs when the metal strip used to create the coin is not cut properly before it's struck, resulting in a section of the coin being clipped away. The result is a coin that looks like it's missing a chunk of its edge. Value potential. Clipped plankets are rare and valuable. Depending on the size of the clip and the condition of the coin, these errors can be worth anywhere from $500 to $10,000. Some extremely rare clipped coins have fetched over $20,000 at auction. 5. Misplaced mint marks. Another error to look out for on your bicentennial quarters is a misplaced mint mark, where the mint mark, if there is one, is in the wrong position or double stamped. While these errors are less common, they can significantly increase the value of the coin. Value potential. Misplaced mint marks might not be as frequently discussed as some of the other errors, but they can still lead to substantial value. A misplaced mint mark can push the value of a 1976 bicentennial quarter from the typical $5 to $20 range to several $100s, depending on the severity. 6. Proof-like finish. Another error that's more about quality than defect is the proof-like finish on a coin. These coins are struck with high-quality dies that result in a mirror-like surface, making them look different from your average circulation coin. Some bicentennial quarters were mistakenly struck in this manner, and as a result, they're sought after by collectors who want to add a piece of minting history to their collection. Value potential. Proof-like 1976 bicentennial quarters can be worth $50 to $100 or more, depending on the quality. If the coin is graded as MS69 or MS70, it could be worth several $1,000s. 7. The ultimate prize. The off-metal bicentennial quarter. Perhaps the rarest error of all is the off-metal bicentennial quarter, where a 1976 quarter was mistakenly struck on a metal planchet intended for a different coin. For example, if a 1976 bicentennial quarter was struck on a nickel or another alloy, it could be worth a fortune. Value potential. A nickel-struck bicentennial quarter has been known to fetch six figures, potentially even $500,000 or more, depending on the specific error and the coin's condition. Finding this kind of error is extremely rare, but it's the holy grail for coin collectors. Great! Now that we've covered the potential value of rare 1976 bicentennial error quarters, let's dive into sales and auction records. This will give you a clearer picture of just how much these rare coins can fetch in today's marketplace and help back up the high-value claims made earlier. Sales and auction records for rare 1976 error bicentennial quarters. 1. Off-center strikes. Off-center strikes are one of the most popular errors among collectors. These types of errors can range in value, depending on the degree of the misalignment and the condition of the coin. In a 2019 heritage auction, a 1976 bicentennial quarter with a severe off-center strike, about 50% off-center, sold for $10,200. This quarter had the potential to catch the eye of serious collectors because of the dramatic shift in the design and the overall rarity of such a well-preserved example. A slightly off-center 1976 bicentennial quarter, where only about 10% of the coin's design was off, sold for $1,850 in a 2020 Stax Bowers auction. Although not as dramatic as the first example, this sale shows how even minor off-center errors can still yield impressive prices, particularly when the coin is in high-grade condition. 2. Double strikes. Double strikes occur when a coin is struck multiple times, often causing the design to blur or overlap. This is one of the rarer errors, but when found, these coins can command massive prices at auction. A 1976 bicentennial quarter with a double strike error in excellent condition sold for $6,200 at a 2021 Heritage Auctions event. The double strike was clear and visible on both the obverse and reverse, adding a unique appeal to this coin that pushed its value far beyond the typical range. Another double strike error on a 1976 bicentennial quarter, although less dramatic, was sold in 2018 for $2,500 at a Stax Bowers auction. It didn't have the same clear definition as the previous example, but the collector's market for double-struck coins made it a sought-after item. 3. Clipped plankets. Clipped plankets happen when the metal strip used to create the coin is cut improperly before the coin is struck. These errors are relatively rare, and when found, they can demand significant prices. In 2017, a 1976 bicentennial quarter with a clipped planchet sold for $12,500 at a Heritage Auctions event. The coin had a clean clip, and the error was clearly visible, making it an especially rare find. A 1976 clipped planchet quarter with a smaller clip fetched for $1,200 in a 2020 auction by Heritage Auctions. This sale further solidified how even a less severe clip can still carry substantial value. 4. Misplaced mint marks. Misplaced mint marks, although rarer on bicentennial quarters, are not unheard of. These errors occur when the mint mark is stamped in the wrong location or double-stamped on the coin. A misplaced mint mark on a 1976 Bicentennial quarter was sold for $4,500 at a 2019 auction by PCGs. The mint mark was found in a non-standard position, and the coin's unusual design made it highly valuable to collectors who specialize in mint mark errors. Another misplaced mint mark error coin from 1976 was sold for $2,000 at eBay in 2021. This sale wasn't as high as the previous example, but shows that even moderate errors with mint mark issues still attract decent interest in the collector market.